Hi, all my faithful followers, whoever is subscribed currently. I know I haven't produced a video in like months, but I figured this would be a nice idea. I'm in a Discord call with two of my friends today from high school. I've known them since then, and we're going to be tiering every single card in Clash Royale using Tier Maker.
Ah,
Oh man,
oh no.
we're gonna have a fun time with this. I can tell
All right.
already.
No, hold on.
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
no, O2.
I'm ready to do some tier listing.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
let's
tier
go.
listing?
Yep.
Alright.
Go,
Alright.
dude.
Yeah.
Alright everyone, I'm just popping in here for a second to say this video is a half an hour long. The raw recording probably was over an hour, so I had to do a massive amount of editing. Just know that I tried to throw in some gameplay footage to keep it entertaining, but we went on for way too long with some of these cards, so just know that I had to cut back on a lot of things. And if we do any more cards, because we didn't get a lot done today with this ranking, if we ever do a part 2 or part 3, we'll try to go through them a lot quicker, so just wanted to stop and say that. So, you want to just start off with the whatever comes first in line here?
You
Yes,
know what?
sir.
We'll do it based on line and everything.
And so, I guess what we can do is, I'll give my quick opinion on it, and then you guys can give your quick opinions. Or if we have like any disclaimers
Okay.
about cards that we need to
Are
bring
we
up.
gonna include super cards, or are we gonna leave them out of the list? You got
Um,
three places.
super cards aren't in the meta.
Yeah,
They're just part of events.
we'll rate them as NA. They're not applicable.
Alright, so we got all those there.
Yep.
So now that that's cleared up, now we can start with the real cards. Starting off with the Valkyrie. So, my opinion on the Valkyrie is that it's a decently balanced card. It's really good for swarms, for stopping decent tanks from rushing. Personally, I would put it in the A tier because it's a really good support card to put in front of something, and you put it in front of a fast unit, and it literally will just push it forward, like the lumberjack. Personally, I'd put it in A tier.
J Dargo, what are you thinking?
I actually agree with that. I think it would be A tier because I mean the Valkyrie you can use it against anything. Wizard, you can use it against the Witch, it's really good. Even the Sparky, it's good. All around, the Valkyrie is a very useful troop. I would say the speed prevents it from being S tier. The speed is not really fast, so it can be easily prevented if they put a tank card, let's say, in front of the Valkyrie, that it's just kill the Valkyrie. Like a Pega, she's gonna get rid of it, or Inferno Dragon, get rid of it.
Right.
It's still really good troop.
Yeah, I'd agree. You can use it. I would say it's also NA. You can use it as a tank card if someone decides they're gonna play skeleton army on top. It also has pretty decent damage done to tower once it reaches that point in time. But yeah, I'll definitely put it as a
Alrighty.
overall great troop.
Yep, I agree. Solid A. Alright, up next, Rascals. So, first time playing Rascals, I was like, wow, this is a super impressive card. It's got ground support with the big boy, and then the two girls behind her give air defense. My opinion on it is it's probably an A tier as well. I mean, for 5 Elixir, it's not bad, really. They're not that good with swarms for minion hordes and just regular minions in general.
I guess for me, I actually would say it's a B tier. If the Valkyrie is 4 elixir and the Rascals are 5, the rework definitely made it a lot easier to use the troop than compared to someone just arrowing it and calling it a day. And once it's just the guy left, that's pretty much it.
Mega Knight 2, you put a Mega Knight on top of it, it's dead. It's like
Yeah,
that
that's kind of why I
whole
think it's a
thing with
B.
the Rascals is over.
It's
Even
just
Log can
because
kill the girls.
You know what?
you're
Now that
not-
I'm, are we allowed to change our
yeah,
opinions? I think I will change on this card because the easy counters for this card. I think that might lower it to B for me.
Okay. That's a fair point. I would rate the Rascals a C. I think the Rascals are powerful. The Rascals by themselves are very easy to counter. They don't really do well by themselves.
That you make a very good point about that. I didn't even. I actually would probably even change it to C2.
Yeah,
Just because
Rascals
it's-
are definitely more defensive than an offensive card.
I'm gonna go with C for that one.
Alright, well, it looks like we have a two-way between a C and 2 C's and 1 B, so the C's win here. We're gonna put Rascals in the C tier.
Woohoo!
Okay, now, a very popular card, in my opinion. Probably one of the
very
most
popular.
used in the meta, the
Oh,
Zap.
it's actually it's crazy. They actually changed it because it used to be like 50 to 60% of people use it. It actually switched.
I use it in my main deck along with the log. The Zap itself handles a lot of stuff really well. It can take out skeletons, spear goblins, not regular goblins, and if it's 1 level higher than your opponent's minions, it can one-shot them as well. If it's 1 level higher than goblins, it can one-shot them too. If you're playing Trophy Road, then yeah, it's really helpful if you max that card out. It might just be A tier again for me on the Zap, because it provides stun too. It can reset
Gotcha.
Inferno, Dragon, Tower.
Reset Sparky.
Oh, Sparky too, yep. So yeah, A tier for me on Zap.
The Zap card is not an A. The Zap card has its uses. Also, the Zap card fails in situations like if you're pushing someone, what are we gonna do? Zap your troop? Zap would only work if your troop is like
But you also can
one
reset,
hit, like one hit.
You can
point.
reset Prince though.
Yep, both
And same
princes
thing
can
with
reset.
Battering Ram as well.
Well, that's why I was gonna say Zap is a B for me because Zap is powerful as a Valkyrie in an offensive situation, or let's say even a free spell.
I actually think it's actually S. I think for the elixir cost that it provides and the ability to reset things can really help someone, especially a Golem user with Inferno or Inferno Dragon combination.
So Josh,
Come
what's
on.
your rating?
For the Zap,
Yep, for the Zap.
I'd say a B.
You go with a B? Jeremy, your final
Mhm.
answer. Your final rating
Yes,
is an S.
I think it's S tier for the amount of elixir it costs.
Alright. So I personally was A, so we're gonna go right in the middle with that one. We're gonna say A tier. Next up, the Elixir Collector. Now personally, this is probably one of the least used cards that I've ever had in the game. Like, I never picked this in draft, and I've never used it in any of my decks, personally. The reason why being is there are so many things to counter, so many spells, so many high damage, just it completely counters the Elixir Collector before it has a chance to really be beneficial for you. For that reason alone, it drops to at least a C tier. I mean, I can see how it'd be useful for some people in top ladder decks with not a lot of high damage spell cards. I think
Yeah, I
I think
mean-
final rating for me would be a C.
For me, I'm actually gonna disagree that I think you're rating it too high. I think it's actually a D. Personally, being as high as I am, around the 7,000 mark, you don't see people use Elixir Collector at all. Rarely do you see people use it. There's no benefits of it if it gets destroyed by rocket or lightning, and a lot of people, especially Goblin Cycles, will use rocket. I'm gonna go with D on this one.
Pretty aligned with mine there. What do you think, Josh?
I have to agree. I think it's a C rated card. It has potential, but all you need to do is fireball it, or rocket it, or even arrow it. You may get like one elixir gain, positive net out of it. But then in situations like double elixir,
Yeah.
all they have to
Guys,
do
if
is
we're
rocket
rating
it.
the Elixir Collector
Fireball
as
it, and
C,
it's stunned.
we're rating it at the same level as Rascals, that even has some sort of purpose.
But the elixir collector can be very useful because not all decks have rocket,
Yeah.
fireball.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put it too low, because it is useful. It can be a net elixir gain by I think 2.
Yeah, but you're only gonna get 2, and that's determining if no one does anything to try to counter it.
Exactly.
So that 2 elixir can be a very big game changer. That 2 elixir can stop a push, or cause you to gain that advantage over the enemy.
Yeah, I think that is a good consensus on the Elixir Collector. So we're gonna throw that in C then. Next
I
up,
feel like this is
next
very
up is the mortar. The mortar I've found to be very annoying. It all depends on your reaction time. If they place the mortar right at the bridge, whether you can get a card down for it to lock on first before the tower. Now, a lot of the times they can get to the mortar and destroy it, you know, even pushing past support cards. There are some people might say it needs more health. To some extent, I'd agree, but no, I'd say it's a nicely well balanced card. It's for Elixir. It's decent on defense, except when the cards get too close. I mean, it can only fire a certain distance. For all things considered, I think it's a B. It's a B card.
The mortar is very powerful. I think the mortar is very slept on. You can put a mortar and play it very well offensively. Granted, you have the right deck, and it's just as good as defensive because the whole time you're just pelting the enemy with those mortar shells, and it only costs 4 elixir. It's cheap. So for the price and potential, I would give it a B. I really like the mortar.
Solid defensive strategy, especially when you need to counter a hog, when you need to counter, and really anything that's out of range. The only thing is that you have to put it way in the front and hope that somebody doesn't counter it. A lot of times it
Right.
loses on that front when somebody plays RG, when it plays Giant. And I mean, it doesn't really target the main tower after it's locked on. So I think it's B though for the elixir cost.
Okay. Next card is the Flying Machine. So, not really anything special to say regarding this one. It is really solid air support for single units like the Balloon or the Lava Hound. Not so good with swarms, obviously single target. And it is a Fireball-y, as people call it, so it dies to Fireball. But for taking care of ground units, it can be decently effective. It can take out a Hog Rider, and I think it only gets 2 swings if it locks on at the bridge. Overall, I think Flying Machine is a B card as well.
I think this is a C card for me, just because of the fact it can get killed so easily. Like, compared to the mortar, I mean, you're comparing a troop that is specifically a building and then the flying machine, but the flying machine really can't deal with, say, an electro wizard or something like that being placed down on top of it, because it's gone.
But it can lower it. Even if it's electrode onto directly, it can still take out more than 50% of its health.
Yeah, the problem is it's 4 elixir for that. You could put minions on it and have it do as much damage as a flying machine.
Right.
I think the flying machine is due for a buff.
It's faster than the Mega Minion, I know that, but I
But it does
think
less damage.
the reaction time that you gotta have for this card, if you put it at the bridge before it locks on, you gotta be ready.
Yeah, you can't play this card thinking it's gonna react quickly. The flying machine doesn't react quickly when something's played.
I have to agree. I think it's a C card. I think the Flying Machine is great. Also, at the same time, like you mentioned earlier, Sam, Fireball it. Fireball and it's out.
Yeah.
The bats on it's out. I rate it a C though, and I don't think it's a D or F because it has a very good range, and also if it locks on the tower, it gets a good 300 to 500 hit points just from locking on for something that costs 4 elixir.
Okay. No, I like where we're going. I like that. So 2 votes for C, and my vote's for B, so we'll go with the C tier. Alright. So, next is one of the OG cards of this game. The Giant.
Of the first cards.
One of the first. And coming straight from Clash of Clans themselves. Yeah, the Giant.
Let's have a round of applause for the Giant for making it from Clash of Clans.
Yay!
Honestly,
Jeremy, you want to take the lead with the Giant?
Yes, this is a card I still use now. It's very, very powerful tank. Pretty good on elixir cost too. HP is good enough to make it far enough to destroy the bomb tower in case that's placed down. I think hit speed is a little on the slow side compared to that of Giant Skeleton, RG, Magnite. I think that might need to be buffed a little bit more. I'm probably actually going to give this one an A.
Y'all can back me up on this one, but have you really seen any or many negative complaints about the Giant being too overpowered at any point? Or is it
No.
I
always
haven't
seemed
heard of it.
I've
decently
never even heard of
balanced?
it. Honestly, it's a high use card just because of the fact that everybody gets him right from the get go.
Yeah, you're gonna get the card regardless, and you're gonna be able to level it up pretty quickly because you get it at the start of the game. So my opinion is, it's a decently balanced card, very good tank, very good hit points. You know, it doesn't really have any special abilities like the Electro Giant, Goblin Giant. So yeah, for me, I think it's an A.
I think it's a B. Would I say it's an A?
I think for nostalgia factors, that's why I gave it.
I think for 5 Elixir too, it has a lot of benefits.
Then you
No, but-
also you have troops that are like the Prince that is 5 elixir.
True, and you can put a hunter down and it.
You have the Bowler that's 5 elixir. I think the Archer is
Yeah, Archer
Queen is on
Queen
5
is
elixir
Archer
too, right?
Queen is 5.
I do think the Giant though. The Giant is really good. You can put a Sparky, you can put a Night Witch behind it, or you can put anything behind it. And most of the time, you're gonna get hit points on the enemy's tower. They don't have an Inferno or, P.E.K.K.A.
I think it actually needs more HP though. I think that's what it needs.
Maybe just a tiny bit more, maybe like a 5% increase.
Yeah, or something. Just because, like, comparatively to other cards we're gonna rate, it's on the lower side of tank card HP.
Alright, so just for good measure, we'll put it in A for now. If we change our minds talking about any of the other giants, we can come back to it and we can change it.
Yeah.
For now, we'll put it A. Okay, I'm gonna take the lead on this one. The giant skeleton. Oh boy. Me and G Skelly go way back.
Yeah, you do.
As you two would know. So I've been playing G Skelly probably since I've been into this game. Ever since I unlocked it, I fell in love with the card. Super strong melee damage. The bomb. I feel kind of bad though. It's had several nerfs over the years, and the bomb has kept getting weaker and weaker against troops in particular. It still has great crown tower damage, but it used to be able to destroy everything that you would put in front of. Wizard, Musketeer, Electro Wiz. I don't think those troops even die to the bomb now at full health. In my opinion, it's gone down in tiers over the years. It used to be S for me, but now for the Elixir, I don't think it's that, and the weakened stats too have just not helped. I think it's pushed it down to a B for me. I mean, I still use it, and I've maxed it out, and I feel super bad. I wish Supercell could give it a bit more love, but that's where it's at for me as a B tier. It is still really good at stopping pushes onto your side, and if it locks on an opponent's tower, good for you. But it is getting increasingly harder to do so.
I would agree with Sam. The Giant Skelly was really powerful. I mean, really powerful back in the day. The Giant Skelly is like the old person version of what it used to be. It can't. It used to be this strong, muscular Skelly, and now it's like a old man with a very small bomb. It's slow. It doesn't really do a lot of damage. It's almost at this point just a defensive card. I mean, it's very hard to do offensive with the Giant Skelly, unless everything clicks perfectly. I would say at this point, the Giant Skelly for me is a D, because the Giant Skelly does not give you an advantage.
Alright. I don't like the Giant Skelly. Let me tell you why, Sam. Sam, this is gonna be the one time I'm going to use a singular curse word. That shit can't do damage. At all. It is a trash unit. Easily distracted. It's kind of like if the RG forgot to take their Adderall in the morning and is deciding just to go all over the place. I'm actually gonna go with an F on this one.
Wow. Wow, you guys throwing some shade with this one. A little bit of quick research here. I have the app. Okay, a giant skeleton at level 14. You say it does no damage? I'll have it. Okay, the bomb is easily the weakest portion of its damage. Melee damage for a level 14 G Skelly is 354.
Sam, you know what's crazy? You could spend 6 elixir and put a Valkyrie down, and it stops that push real quick.
Okay.
majority of the time, the two cards that are most played is the Giant Skelly with the Witch combo. Valk wipes it out. 11 elixir and 4 elixir, bam. For me, all I have to do is distract the Giant Skelly. As long as I can keep it away from the tower, I can just let it go and run wild.
Exactly. You put an ice golem down, it's chasing it like an old man would.
Yeah, it's gonna chase it to the other side of the map.
I'm maintaining my B tier, but if you guys, you got what? Josh, you went with D, and Jeremy going with F.
Yeah, but I went with D. Mhm.
Phew.
Yeah, I went with F.
Well, I'd say that balances out to a D. It hurts for this consensus to be a D. All right, there you go, buddy.
Let's go. Right where it belongs.
Okay, I gotta be straight up. What is this card?
Minor. Oh, okay.
No, this ain't the
I'm
minor.
gonna go straight off the bat and say this is an S tier card.
Wait, what is this card?
Minor. The Mega Minor.
Oh, Mega Man.
The champion minor.
Oh,
this,
a champion. Yeah.
Yeah, this is an S tier. This one is a great card for 4 elixir. If it gets surrounded by a bunch of troops, you activate its ability, blows up a whole entire Skelly army, minion horde. You can do a lot with this thing, and it attacks damage really quick. It has a lot of HP too. It's just a overall really strong card. I'd even argue it needs to be nerfed a little bit with how much HP it has, but for right now, it's kind of the meta of Clash Royale tank cards.
At the moment, it could receive a nerf in the future. I've
Probably.
seen a bit of gameplay with it. Personally,
Oh,
I've not
it's got
unlocked the
15
card
nerf.
yet. Josh, what do you think?
I would agree. I have S tier. I mean that minor gets really good elixir trades off of it. The minor, you put it against that golem or a giant, even a giant skelly, it's gonna win, and it's only 4 elixir. So you're getting positive elixir gains from just using it.
Basically like an Inferno device. It's like exponential damage.
Yeah, once it locks on, and if you don't have zap, kiss your tank goodbye.
Well, ladies and
It's
gentlemen,
goodbye.
we have our first S tier card.
Woo!
Alright. Oh boy. This card now, the Phoenix. The Phoenix is one of the most dominant cards in the meta right now. It has really good damage on single units. Well, on single small units. It's more for support. Of course, you don't want to just drop it down and trust it'll take care of a push on its own. And with decent support air that they have, they can take out your Phoenix, no problem, and destroy its egg. But if they find some way to kill your Phoenix while they're pushing on your side, then there's the Phoenix rebirthed on your side for another push. You know, it's very rare that the egg is able to hatch on their side to something to lock onto it. But when it does, it's value.
Probably a B. It's sort of kind of like Giant Skelly. You get very easily distracted by things. The egg is a very good bonus. Actually, I'm going to change it to A now that it's just the egg in particular, because the egg, when it drops, does splash damage.
That is
alone
true too.
is sort of kind of like the Lumberjack, which we'll future allude to. But I think overall it acts like a Giant Skelly, and I'd put it at B.
And Josh?
It was very OP to begin with. They have nerfed it a bit. It's not as powerful as it used to be. The egg do good damage. I am considering that in there. The Phoenix for me is a D rated card. The Phoenix egg is the only saving grace for it. I think just the troop itself is not very powerful.
Okay. Well, we think B tier. I think I'm gonna go with that as well, since
Saw that, I'm like,
we have-
oh yeah.
since we have a
It's a D.
It's a B. How many cards is there? 70 cards?
no. There's like over 100.
There's over 100!
Yeah, look at this. Well, we've done 9 so far. We're gonna be a while.
That's 9 out of 100!
We gotta speed things up a little, I'd say.
Alright, how about we speed run the next 10?
What if it's like a card we got a strong connection to? We're gonna want to say something else about it.
No, who cares about your connection? We can talk about the pity party after the video's been released.
Okay, we'll speed run a few, I guess then. Right,
I mean, we're
right.
gonna
I
be
agree.
running
I
a
want to be able to
2 hour.
get.
We're gonna be running a 2 hour video to begin
No,
with.
no.
So I think
Yeah. So next card, archers. Archers.
I'd give it. I'd give it. Let's see. No, B. B.
You give it a B. I give it an
Yeah.
A. Very good on defense for like the balloon, for lava hound,
Josh, what do you think?
for 3-pack minion.
Archer's a definite B or A. That's tough.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna flip it to A. I think the elixir cost saves it more than anything else.
I think it gets tipped up to an A by just the elixir cost being free. It's a very powerful troop.
Cool. We're thinking A then. Bowler. Bowler. Okay.
Volley.
I like bowler in a lot of scenarios where you got to push back small units. It can be easy to counter though with a lot of air units. I'm gonna throw it in the B tier.
I'm actually gonna I'm gonna say it's S tier.
Oh.
If you play it right, you can mess up a lot of pushes that way. I think the only thing it doesn't push is the P.E.K.K.A. Pushes the prince back. It pushes the witch back. Pushes the hogs back. Battering ram. I'd give it an S, based
Yep.
on pushback.
The bowler is, I would say bowler's S tier too.
Okay.
You can stop Prince. You can stop Dark Knight.
There's just a lot of things you
You-
can stop with it.
There's a lot of things you can do with it.
I'd say one of the hindrances for me on it is its movement speed. It is a slow card.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to disagree with that. It's a slow card. But you can play it offensively, too. As long as you have support with it,
Right.
you can do a ton of damage, because that thing does 200, 300 damage and blows it past the unit you're targeting.
Okay. So if we got 2 votes for S and my vote is a B. You know what? No, I'll up mine to an A. So that'll make S win.
Let's go, baby!
Throwing bowler in the S tier. All right. Wall breakers.
I think for these ones, we're going to speedrun it, but we're only going to give it a rating.
So
What do
no
you think?
discussion about him.
No.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, wall breaker, A.
Wall breaker for me. Yeah, I go A too. Decent push.
I would
little
go
bit of
B.
damage. It's really just
I
like
would go B with the
it's
wall
really just a
breakers.
distraction card. For 3 elixir, I think you can get like 700 or 800 damage.
I thought it was only 2.
Did I say 3? It's only 2?
Yeah. It's only 2.
Oh wow. Okay. Inferno. S.
Yeah.
S tier. No doubt.
I don't think it. Josh, what do you think?
I don't think there's any speculation.
The Inferno is an S.
Yes, sir. Dark Goblin. Hmm.
S.
It's got a lot of counters. I'd say A. It is really strong, though. I agree. You gotta have a super quick reaction time. If you just want to do chip damage on a tower, you gotta react quick.
It helps people win games. It's that powerful.
But
It's a
for,
very
for being
powerful
such a
card.
weak card, for 3 elixir, I'd say A. It's not quite
you
S.
can do 500 damage in 2 seconds.
Josh, you say A?
A. I would agree.
Alright, cool. Tombstone. For rating, I'd say B.
I'd say D.
You say D?
I'd say a C.
So B, C, D? I guess we're going with C. Super easy to counter, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
and it takes just arrows. If you wait just a few seconds,
Or log.
you can.
Or log it.
Yeah.
Next one will be the Battle Ram.
I'm gonna go with C. It's just not an amazing card.
There's a lot of things that can stop it. Buildings, reset, cards. The Ram itself, you need something to put in front of it to help. You can't just send it out and expect it to reach the tower.
No, it won't ever reach her.
Battle Ram. I would give it a B. For 4 elixir, it does a good job.
Yeah, I'll go B too. But like I said, a lot of things to stop it. It's not like a drop and forget your worries. You gotta support it.
Yeah, I'd agree. Royal Hogs. I'm gonna say it's A tier.
I was gonna say that too. I think very good offensive card. You can split lanes too.
I think for A. Unless the person has Fireball, those hogs are
Very
vicious.
strong.
They're a menace.
If you don't have Fireball or Lightning or Rocket, you're you're gonna have a tough time countering them. Because usually it's accompanied with Zap or Log.
Actually, Sam, I have a proposal.
What's that?
I think we should make this into a 3-part.
How about you guys do
video.
a 1v1 to prove who's the better judge? Who's the better judge in this situation?
Hey, you guys still there?
Actually, I think.
Whoa, hold the phone. You guys just lagged out for like a long time.
That nice Xfinity internet that we have working its hardest.
Dude, screw Xfinity.
Oh crap! It's guys, it's lagging again. I'm not even joking. It's bad. Like Josh's screen is straight frozen. Yeah, we're gonna have to end it there because connectivity issues with the dudes. But we got 18 cards tiered today. Let's do a quick recap. So far in the S tier we have the Mega Miner, Bowler, and Inferno Tower. In the A tier we have the Valkyrie, Zap, Giant, Archers, Wall Breakers, Dark Goblin, and Royal Hogs. In the B tier we have the Mortar, Phoenix, and Battle Ram. In the C tier we have Rascals, Elixir Collector, Flying Machine, and Tombstone. And sitting at the lowest rated card yet, we have the G-Skelly. So sad. If that's gonna be part 1 for now, we'll try to do more later. But if not, then I'm out. We're out.